feeling. This place is jumping off hard as it can get. No, we won't ever stop dancing on the edge. We like it dangerous, we like to see you split. Turn up another notch, you ain't seen nothing yet. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, let me tell you something. Right now, 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 right now. Got a real good feeling, got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Got a real good feeling. Right now, 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 right now. Oh, I got a real good feeling, got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, got a real good feeling. Like there is lightning deep in my bones. Yeah, I got a real good feeling, I won't hit no ceiling. I'm going higher than I've ever known. I got a real good feeling.
Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, welcome to the new set, welcome to the new branding, welcome to the new office, and welcome to Coffee and Crypto. It is 9:30, and we go live 9:30 Eastern Standard every single weekday, bringing you all of the latest news and technicals on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets. We got a lot to cover today, guys. We're going to be looking at some technicals on the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano charts. We're also going to be taking a peek over at some news having to do with the hash rate and also the market sentiment here in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and we have a lot more to go over. Like I said, welcome to the new set. It's been a crazy weekend. We're going to talk about all of that later, but we want to make sure that we bring you guys the best, highest quality content as always. So we're going to jump right into it. I am joined as always by, for the next couple of minutes anyway, Kinda Crypto Tim. How you doing, Tim?
What's up, everybody? I actually changed the name in the comments to be named Tim because we're going to have a poll today because there was two. We'll let there be another, like one of the options will be other.
Yes.
But there were two overwhelmingly popular votes for what I should be called. We'll talk about it in a bit. But
Indeed.
New office, new drink. Today is brought to you by Peach Mango Body Armor.
Ooh.
So if you do not have one, it probably doesn't matter.
Get yourself some Peach
opened
Mango
it up
Body
and try it
Armor.
yet. I probably should review it before I even say the show's sponsored.
There you go. Is it good?
Solid, yeah.
It's
good.
solid? It's
Yeah,
solid?
it's good.
Okay. I could really use some of that right now because I got no sleep last night.
I'm not going to throw a bottle across the office. May would kill me.
He would literally
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah.
You would cease to exist. By the way, we're also joined by Smay. How you doing, Smay?
Hi everybody, guys. This is the new set-ish.
Ish.
We're in the room, but guys, this is not the new set.
We have
this
not
is
even
a
built the new set
temporary
yet.
set that we set up because we just moved in and we're painting the walls. We're doing a bunch of big stuff for you guys. So stay tuned. So I saw some people saying they don't like the angle. It's going to be a different angle, but don't worry.
By the way, considering we have literally not done anything to this room yet except set up the tech, this set actually looks really cool, even though it's literally not a set yet. It's just a bunch of furniture. Let's go, Smay.
I'll say-
Shout out to
I'll take
Smay.
my bow.
We'll get some paint in here. We're going to do some curtains on the windows.
Yes,
keep the
indeed.
lighting consistent. But,
Yes, indeed. We got a lot of work to do on that,
here.
guys, and we're going to be working hard for the rest of the week on that. Before we even get started, though, I want to give a massive shout out to all of our members who have joined. In fact, Matt C., who we met on our webinar a couple of weeks ago, just joined as a Jedi Grand Master. So he's donating $100 a month. Thank you so much, man. And also, I believe it was Adam Rourke who joined as a Jedi Grand Master last week. So shout out to him. Thank you, everybody who has joined and is supporting the channel. You guys are helping to make sure that we can continue moving on up in the world.
I think one of the cool things about that level is they literally, so we got to figure out how to do it, but we're going to get their names put on the HODL trophy
Yes.
somewhere.
We're going to get a label maker or something.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool.
For all our Grandmasters, guys, let's go.
They are going to get put on the HODL trophy, and I'm going to be recording my own video for you guys because that is part of your perks. But guys, we're going to be doing all of that a little bit later. We're going to jump into some technical analysis. The first thing I want to do is I want to look here on Bitcoin because Tim made a great observation this morning that I want to go over, and I'm going to let him explain a little bit of it, but I kind of want to introduce it here. One of the things that we're looking at here on Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and pretty much the entire cryptocurrency market is that, yes, the market is rallying, but we seem to be slowing down. Cardano, it's not as obvious because Cardano is in the midst of a gigantic rally, but if we look at Ethereum here, we can see that Ethereum looks like it's starting to go through a rounding top formation, and Bitcoin looks to be doing the same. So the question is Ethereum and Bitcoin and Cardano, are they, should I say, slowing down? Are they about to end this rally, or are they simply taking a pause and are about to blast off to new highs? That's the question on the table right now. Looking at Bitcoin down on the 1 hour chart, we're going to see some very interesting patterns. Namely, there is an ascending triangle pattern going on here that you can see with a flat level of resistance here at $49,500 and an uptrending level of support here that is starting down here on the 19th of August at 44,000, moving up here to the 26th of August at 46,500. And then we also have a low where we are right now. So the question is, at the moment, are we going to break this support, or are we going to manage to hold this and rally back up to our resistance at $49,600 and break through it? As you guys know, triangle patterns typically act as continuation patterns, so we moved bullish into this pattern, so we would expect that we were going to move bullish out of this pattern. Also, ascending triangle patterns break bullish 70% of the time, so we can also reasonably assume that that is going to do the same thing when we break to the upside. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Is Bitcoin going to be able to continue this rally, or is it going to pause and move into a downtrend? Tim, you found a lot of great technicals on Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano earlier. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen since you've been looking at this morning?
Well, what's actually crazy was my chart was really, really filled. So you're going to see, I think that's the one I drew, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so when I filled it this morning, I still had two descending wedge, or I had an ascending wedge in there, I had a descending wedge in there, and then I noticed at first, because of all that mess, I was like, oh, look, it looks like this new price action is in another descending wedge. But then I backed up and went back to the daily chart, because that's the best thing to do is, sometimes just to stop, zoom out, look at it again, fresh eyes. And I deleted everything first. I got rid of all my drawings. I left my support lines just because those are still relevant. But I got rid of all my drawings, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's bouncing its head right on the same level. We had that one weird breakthrough right there. But overall, it keeps hitting its head at the same level. But when you look at those constant descending wedges, the first one was massive, and the bottom of it was lower. And then the second one was a little bit higher than that. And then so I'm like, oh my gosh, all these descending wedges are simply the corrections of a bigger ascending triangle, which is majorly bullish. Because I also noticed, I was like, man, there's really nothing crazy happening with RSI or MACD or anything, other than saying, hey, we're kind of staying to our normal, we ascend a little bit, then we correct, ascend, correct. But I was like, oh my gosh, if this ends up breaking, this is, I think, the breakthrough we've been waiting for, because we've hovered at 50,000 around that area. Like you said, that strong resistance at 49 something. But people were asking, hey, when are we going to confidently break through 50? I actually think potentially this is going to happen here in the next couple of days. Yeah, no, I think it might. And to be honest with you, that would make a whole lot of sense, because I think the entire cryptocurrency market is actually remarkably bullish right now. The sentiment has cooled off a little bit, but for the most part, Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space are very, very powerful at the moment. And we've seen that show up through the amount of people that are searching about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency here on YouTube. We see that in our own audience. You guys seem to be a lot more interested in Bitcoin and crypto right now. The entire cryptocurrency space at this moment has picked up a lot of bullish sentiment that we haven't seen in the last several months. So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to me for Bitcoin and crypto to start going through a massive correction. Instead, it would make a whole lot more sense to me for us to go into a big rally breaking through $50,000. But what makes sense isn't always what occurs. So we need to look a little bit deeper into that. And by the way, I want to point out something that Tim just said, because it's great. A lot of times it's really easy to get our chart looking like some kind of craziness, and it looks like a meme where you have 500 lines drawn on it, and then you are not seeing the trees because you're looking at the entire forest. What you need to do sometimes is exactly what Tim just said, and delete everything and start fresh and look at it, because I have done that many times and come to find out
Oftentimes when I do that, I see something that I didn't see before because I was being distracted by my own technical analysis. That's one of the reasons why I use a watch list where I have 2 charts on Bitcoin, 2 charts on Ethereum, and 2 charts on ADA so that I can keep one with light technical analysis that I don't mind deleting, and then I can keep my other chart with all of my technical analysis on it so that I don't forget anything. It's a pro tip and something that I'm sure you guys will find value in. Now, as to the question of whether or not Bitcoin breaks $50,000 or not right now, we need to jump out to the daily chart on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has undergone a massive rally from $29,000 all the way up to $50,500, a 71% rally in the span of 33 days. If Bitcoin is going to break through $50,000, we need to see a few things. Number one, we need to see the Bollinger Bands tell us that there's more volatility coming in. And the only way that we're going to see the Bollinger Bands widen is if we obviously see more volatility. So I want to see these Bollinger Bands start to widen out as a result of probably a breakout. The next thing I want to see is I want to see the volume pick back up on a breakout, because right now the volume is very low. You expect the volume to be very low whenever you're in a triangle pattern. That's how that goes. You want to see the volume decrease a little bit. You want to see the volume go down, and then all of that tension that's been built up, all that spring tension, as soon as you see the breakout come, it all gets released, and then you see this massive breakout. The volume comes back, the volatility comes back, the retail investor interest normally comes back, but I'll argue that the retail investor interest right now never left in the first place, which is a good sign of a bullish breakout. Looking here at Lux Algo, we can see that Lux Algo is still very bullish. Looking down on the shorter term time frames, there are some sell signals. For example, there's a sell signal right here on the last 4-hour candlestick. I personally don't think that this one is going to play out.
Yeah.
I think that Bitcoin is going to hold above $47,500 today. We could be wrong. We could break to the downside. I don't think that's going to happen. Tim, what do you think?
I actually literally have a note. So today, I normally type, but today I was writing stuff down. You can't see it, but I have notes. And I literally say there's a strong sell signal on Lux Algo, but if you're looking at other technical analysis, we're probably going to be seeing a bounce pretty soon.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that you didn't make money, because I was looking at it, and I have another note that says literally, if you guys, I think it's actually in the planning document, I said if you shorted, good. I mean, you're going to make some money, but it's probably time to go ahead and take that profit. Yep. It's kind of time to get out of that. And here's the thing, even in the next couple of weeks when I do that kind of challenge where I have 3 different portfolios, one on the daily chart, 1 4-hourly, and 1 hourly when I do Lux Algo trading, I've kind of thought about it, and I'm like, I think it would be kind of dumb to do nothing but buy every time the buy signal happens and sell every time I see a sell signal.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to use some common sense technical analysis, but I'm not going to get crazy technical with it. I'm just going to make some common sense trades where it's like, hey, we haven't seen a buy signal yet, but this is a great time to buy because this looks like a bottom. I don't want to wait for it to go up by another $100 before I buy, or vice versa. Hey, I haven't seen a sell signal yet, but this is a good top. Everything on the technicals are saying this is the top. I'm going to make a common sense move here.
Joffrey Fritz said, we need to take a trip down to Gainesville and find that window and mess with Tim while he's streaming.
I know, for real. If you guys could do it, that is someone's car. I don't know whose car it is.
It's not ours.
Someone's car.
It's somebody else's car. It's a nice car.
We will eventually block that window. So you better
guys.
do it within the week.
Do it within the week.
We're
not going to be here.
We're
Guys,
going to put those up by tomorrow.
This set looks incredible, even without any decoration so far. By the way, we had a lot of great comments there. You are still to be named Tim, so we're going to get to that at the end of the stream. Guys, drop a 1 in chat and like the stream.
We can do that poll, right?
We can do the poll, yeah.
Okay.
Drop a 1 in chat and like the stream if you want to see that series coming out of Tim. And also drop a 7 if you would like to see daily videos coming from Tim, because I'm putting him up to it. I think it'd be pretty cool to see Tim do an afternoon video the way that I do on his own, so you guys can get his perspective. I think it's something that we want to continue bringing to you guys, our fresh perspectives, multiple perspectives, so that you can come to your own conclusions on what you think the market is doing. Give us a 7 in chat if you'd like to see a series coming out of Tim like that. It's funny, I can see myself in the reflection of the window on your screen, Tim, so I can see what you're looking at.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, what we were talking about on Bitcoin is I personally would not follow the sell signal on the 4-hourly chart. There was a sell signal on the hourly chart that was really good, and I think you should have followed that. We're hitting resistance, but that has now bottomed out. I think we probably found the bottom on Bitcoin on the hourly chart, and if we look at the hourly chart RSI, we can see that we're sitting down here around 33, 34, 35. Good discount to buy in on. 43 on the 4-hourly chart. I don't know that I would buy in here. There are people that argue you should buy at the bottom of a triangle pattern. I personally prefer to buy on the breakout of a triangle pattern. Those are 2 different philosophies about how to trade this pattern. I think that you should wait, but if you want to, there is a good argument to be made about buying right now. For example, We're seeing a bullish candlestick right here. We have a red candlestick, but we have a very long lower shadow. In fact, we have several long lower shadows here on the last 12 hours worth of 4-hourly candlesticks. So those are all good signs. Looking at our moving averages, we can see out on the daily chart that Bitcoin is sitting above the 20 daily EMA, incredibly bullish. And also we're sitting above the simple moving average right here, which is the 20 simple moving average. Not to mention, we are also above all of these other moving averages. And just briefly, I want to give you a bit of a rundown of something pretty cool, which is what I call the alignment of moving averages. We talk about this in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. You can find a link to that in the description box down below. Drop a 10 in chat if you love CT2A and you think other people should make sure to sign up for it and invest in their education. There's something that I talk about in there called the alignment of the moving averages, and it's very important how these moving averages are aligned. You want to see in a bullish market the 20 on top of the 50, which is on top of the 100, which is on top of the 200. You want to see them aligned in that fashion. Right now, we don't actually see quite that. What we see is that the 20 moving average is on top of the 200, but the 200 is on top of the 50 down here, and the 50 is on top of the 100. So taking out the 200, we can see that the 20 is on top, the 50 is below it, and the 100 is below that. The 200 is still up here, but that's okay. For the most part, our moving averages are aligned pretty well. We just want to see them move to the upside so that 200 is on the bottom, and then we'll be nice and bullish. Just to give you a little bit of historical context, the alignment of the moving averages is so important because when you're in a bull market, you typically see them look like this. Look at these ribbons, how they're all on top of each other. Looking back on the history of Bitcoin, you see the exact same thing during bull markets. They're typically aligned in this fashion with the 20 dancing below the 50 every once in a while, but for the most part, when you start seeing these get tangled like this, it means you're moving sideways or shifting your direction. So the fact that everything's starting to shift back to a bullish alignment is actually a very good thing and something that we'll keep an eye on. Looking at our oscillators down here on the daily chart, we can also see that we are currently bearish on the MACD. However, that actually makes sense. We're quite far above the zero level. In fact, we're almost at historical levels above the zero level. We are as high on the MACD right now as we were at the all-time high in 2017, despite only having a relatively small rally. So what we're looking at right now is, will the MACD bottom out and reverse, or will it result in further moves to the downside? I think that if we break to the upside, it's going to switch that MACD from bearish momentum to bullish momentum, and then we'll start to see a reversal. And of course, when you start seeing the MACD's histogram color change, then you are looking at a bullish signal, and you should be looking to buy in around that time. Another thing we can look at is bullish bullish RSI divergence. We have a downtrending level of support here on the RSI, and then we also have an uptrending level of support here on the chart. So what we just did is we kind of ran through a bunch of different technicals just to lay the foundation for this week, because we want to be covering everything this week, but I also want to make sure you guys are ready as you tune in every morning at 9:30 for Coffee and Crypto, because we're not going to go over all of these long-term fundamentals every single day. We're going to talk about them on Monday so that you guys are primed and ready for your week of technical analysis. Right now, Bitcoin is in a ascending triangle pattern. You could also draw it as a symmetrical triangle pattern. You can really draw it as both. I'm personally looking at it as an ascending triangle pattern. I think that Bitcoin is going to break $50,000 and move to the upside this week, and I think that our MACD potentially reversing, our volume being low, and that bullish RSI divergence, and some of the things we're about to look at, like the hash rate and the sentiment, are all reasons that Bitcoin is going to do just that. And I think the rest of the cryptocurrency market will follow it. And truth be told, Ethereum or Cardano might be the ones that lead that rally and cause the breakout in the first place. But I think everything's going to move to the upside this week. What do you think about that, Tim?
You know what? When you were talking about that, I was going to say this goes to experience. So we were talking about it last week. You guys getting to come with me on this journey of learning technical analysis over the last 9 months has been fun. But this is one of the things that you got to have a lot of experience to learn. So I'll learn this more and more as I go. However, in my experience with the MACD, I have found the MACD sometimes not always the easiest to utilize when we're not talking about a cross. Like, for example, I've seen several times where people look at the MACD and right at the moment on the daily chart, it's bearish, right? It's going bearish. However, it's been bearish now for how long? Since the 23rd of August. It's way, way, way more valuable when I'm looking at the MACD to watch when it's about to make a cross, or watching what you call those, the histograms.
The histogram is
watching
the bar,
the histograms change and watching
Yes.
their colors change. But as far as just because the blue line, I'm going to get really simple here. Just because the blue line is below the red line isn't necessarily an indicator that means we're continuing that way.
You're absolutely right.
I find it way more valuable to look at the lines when we're seeing a potential cross about to happen. When there's not a cross, literally it could keep going down, it could change and go back up. It's way more important to look at those histograms and then to go back and look at the RSI as far as oscillators are concerned.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's a good point. You guys need to pay attention to that because one of the things that a lot of people forget to do is they forget to look at this histogram right here. This histogram represents the distance between the MACD line and the signal line. So these two lines are called the MACD line and the signal line, and the distance between them is actually far more important than them crossing. Many times the cross will happen 7 to 10 candlesticks later than you actually needed a signal, but guess what? 7 to 10 candlesticks earlier, you know what was changing? The distance between the lines, which the histogram shows. For example, if we draw a vertical line right here, I'm not even looking at the price action chart, I'm just going to draw it right here. On the 19th of May, this is when the histogram started changing direction well before the actual cross happened. If we measure this, the cross happened 13 candlesticks later, so 13 days later. Take a look at this. We started to see that we were bottoming out right here. 13 days later, we were at the exact same level. We hadn't fully bottomed out yet, but you got that signal a lot earlier. Same thing over here with our tops. If we draw a top right here, that called the top almost perfectly when this histogram started changing color down here. If you had waited for the cross itself, then you would have been in the market and buying in or selling after the market had corrected from $42,000 all the way down to $34,000. So you need to pay close attention to the shifting of the histogram, because a lot of times it will give you even better signals than the MACD ever could. With that said, let's go ahead and read some super chat. And also, guys, thank you very much for liking the video. Let's go ahead and smash that like button. I know we can get up to 750 likes here in the next couple of minutes. I really appreciate everybody who is tuned in. Let's do it, Tim.
All right, so we got the first one from Small Town Fella. Said, "For God so loved the world that he sent his only son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life." For those of you who don't know, that is John 16:33. Probably one of those ones that, like, if you grew up in church, that is you learn that in kindergarten. However, it is one of those verses, man, if you actually just stop and read it,
it's incredible.
It's so beautiful. So, Small Town Fella, thank you so much. Thank you for that reminder. Tony 420 Toki Bowls, come on. He said, "Well, boys, I'm married. Best night of my life."
Let's go.
Congratulations, Tony.
Congratulations,
And I know,
man.
I think last time his fiance, now wife, commented in as well. So I can't remember her name, though.
Yeah.
Tony, let us know in comments. Let us know her name.
Let's go, Tony.
'Cause I would love to congratulate her as well. But for now, Mrs. Tony.
Mrs. Tony.
Congratulations. Abdu Q said, "Welcome." Oh, no, sorry. He didn't say anything. Sorry. He just signed up as a Jedi Youngling. Come on, Abdu.
Let's go, Abdu.
Glad-
Thank
Hold
you.
on. Before we continue, it's John 3:16, not 16:33.
I was going to say, what?
John 16:33 is the okay. No, you're right.
I was gonna
good
say,
call. Good call. Good call. Good call.
I
My
was
bad,
confused.
guys.
I was
My bad,
confused. I was
guys.
like, isn't that 3:16?
Yeah, 16:33 is the verse about. Yeah. Anyway, my bad, guys. Thank you so much. That was a brain fart.
He said
right
it's
there.
easy. We learned that one in Sunday
I don't
school.
feel like I should
16:33
repeat
is,
or
I have
read.
told you all this so you may have peace
Yeah.
in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and
Yeah.
sorrows, but take heart because I have overcome the world. That's 16:33.
Yeah, it's a rough morning so far.
It's a weird morning.
All right, charismatic or Kelly, as we know him.
Yes.
Said pizza for you and the crew on me today for the new studio. Thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you very much, Kelly.
Kenneth Gardner said, "Morning, guys. Time to slay the day. Is that a giant inverse head and shoulders forming on the 1 hourly? Hit the like."
Kind of looks like it, to be honest with you. We'll talk about that in a second. That's
Someone
a good
else,
point.
I think we're going to see a comment here and just saying it. Someone else thinks it's something else. Sultan of Salt. That's a pretty good name.
That's a cool name.
Just joined as a Jedi Youngling.
Let's go.
Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome.
Matt C. Okay, so he said, "I saw someone discussing a possible cup and handle pattern.
Yep,
I think
yep.
on the 4 hourly chart that if we can break and hold 50.5K, then it's going to be much higher. What do you think?"
I'm sorry. I was reading a comment that was really funny. What do you
so
say?
what do you think about the possible cup and handle formation on the 4 hourly chart? And then if we break it and hold the 50.5K, are we going to then go much higher than that?
I think that there's a cup and handle forming on ADA. It
Yeah.
doesn't really look like it's forming on Bitcoin.
That-
The
I
handle's
was
way
just-
too deep on Bitcoin for it to be a cup and handle.
Same. I was looking at it this morning. I was like, "Oh, look!" Like I said the same thing. Are we
I saw
starting
that,
to form
yeah.
an inverse head and shoulders, and I was like, "No, the shoulders aren't right." I was like, "Okay, it's an equal level for a cup. Is that a cup and handle?"
technically, that could be an inverse head and shoulders pattern with the right shoulder just looking really wonky.
The only thing is that the shoulder. Yeah, but the shoulder. Okay, I mean the shoulder just
Well,
looks.
come
a
on,
little
Tim.
funny.
You can't make fun of this having a weird right shoulder when you have a weird right shoulder.
But my shoulder doesn't hang at my side.
For those of you who doesn't know, he had a rotator cuff tear in his right
Yeah.
shoulder.
John Finnell. Okay, so he donated twice, but he only commented once. He said, "Can you tell me about AMP?" All right, John, and anyone else
off
who
the
has been
chart.
asking about AMP, we can actually do this. We did our research. We
Yes.
looked at the technicals. We read some fundamentals. Jeb, do you want to tell them what we think about AMP?
I'll let you do it.
We don't like it.
let you do it.
First of all, from a fundamental side, I don't think it's really necessarily that special.
The reversible fox says he doesn't like it.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
He doesn't
And
like
then-
it.
Why don't you reverse it?
Oh, now he likes it.
Well, now he likes it. As far as the technicals, I was looking at the technicals. It looks like a heartbeat. And it does not look like that heartbeat is going in the right direction whatsoever.
Looks like the heartbeat is about to get unplugged, if you know what I'm saying.
It's. I would not get involved with it. The truth is, if you were
I'm
getting involved
looking
with
at
it,
it right
we
now.
just
I'm
had a
gonna show
massive
it.
dump on it. So if you love the project, this might be a good time to get involved.
I
but-
mean, you could make an argument that it's in a gigantic triangle pattern, which Tim
Yes.
has drawn here on the chart. But I mean, watch this triangle pattern, and if it breaks out, sure, you might be able to make something. The chart looks pretty boring, to be honest with you.
yeah, it's not a project that we would recommend.
Well, to
Getting
be
in.
honest with you, right now, or not right now,
No, I'm just
a little
saying
while ago.
long term, like long term,
yeah, long term.
fundamentals, long term, the technicals. Like
Jeez, it just dumped off a cliff last night. What in the world happened to AMP? Dropped 20% in 4 hours for no reason. Somebody probably sold that. Yeah, it is literally just trading straight sideways. There's not much
Yeah, it's
volatility
not
here.
interesting. It's
There's not
not.
much. Here's the thing, guys. There's not much volatility, and when there is volatility, it's unpredictable. This looks like whale momentum. It doesn't look like actual technically predictable chart movement. Going back to the full screen.
We'll move forward though, because we had a
Yes.
donation from Corey saying, "Been here since 89,000 followers. You guys are
Thank
catching
you.
fire, and I love to see it. God bless."
Thank you so
Thank you,
much for
Corey.
that. I really appreciate the compliments, guys.
We have a couple new people joining the membership program. Joffrey Fritz said, he didn't say. He joined with the Jedi Knights.
Let's go.
This one, Phaedrus, I don't know if that H is supposed to be silent, joined the Jedi Younglings.
Thank you.
So however that name is pronounced, welcome. Moving forward, Alex Smith said, "TA Tim sounds good to me. Thanks for doing what you guys do. Been here since about 70,000 subs. Man, we got some loyal followers.
Loyal
here.
followers. Give us a 1 in chat if you've been here since before 10,000 subs. Back when I was not even 18 yet and I was recording with no camera. Give me a 1 in chat if you've been here that long. For any of you guys who have been here that long, tell me if you remember who Hubert is. Tell me what kind of
I was
animal.
going to say, does anyone remember Hubert?
Does anybody remember what kind of animal Hubert was?
Yeah.
That was before I even met you, Tim.
I know. I
didn't even know you back then.
Yep, I've heard all the stories.
Yep.
Rise of the Crypto Walker said, with institutional hedgies adoption on the rise, do you see them trying to suppress the price of Bitcoin/cryptos to bring people back to the stock market?
No,
No,
because
I
I
don't
think
think
they're
so,
going to
yeah.
make a lot more money in the crypto. That's a lot of ones in chat. Shout out to all of our old school followers. No, I don't think so, because I think a lot of these institutions are realizing that I think they see the writing on the wall, and I think that they need to get into cryptocurrency, and they know they need to get into cryptocurrency because it's coming and it can't be stopped, and they're going to make a lot of money getting into cryptocurrency because it's just another thing that they can manipulate. It's not a $100 trillion market like the stock market. Instead, it's a $2 trillion market, so they have more control over it. I think the institutions and the hedge funds are going to really like Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies because of how much money they can make.
They
in them.
like their buying power.
Yeah.
And the U.S. dollar, holding U.S. dollar is not great buy power right now.
Yeah.
So,
No, absolutely.
No. Revived Woodworks. If you want to comment, I don't see a comment here. It looks blank to me. But if you want to comment something, make sure you tag me in it so I can try to see it in the comments. Gabby TC said, "Congrats on the new office, guys. Hopefully things don't break down during the transfer." So far, so good,
So
right?
far, so
Snake?
good, yeah.
Yeah.
I moved all the electronics in my car so that we didn't put it in a giant U-Haul.
Last one. John Atkinson said, "Hey guys, ADA in a double top?" ?
We're going to look at that here
We
in
will
just
talk
a
about that
second.
here in a second.
Tony420 said, "My wife's name is Ashlyn." Shout out
Ashlyn.
to Ashlyn and Tony.
Yes.
Good job, guys. That's awesome. Congratulations. Did we miss anything? I feel like, no, we got everything. I
think that's it.
Yeah, we got everything. Cool.
Yep.
Guys, we're going to jump back onto ADA briefly, and then we're going to move on here because we have some other fundamentals that we need to look at. Cardano right now is in a very interesting position. It's in a similar position that Bitcoin is in. I'm on the chart right now. And over on Bitcoin, we're setting lower highs. We do have a high up here at $50,500 and then some highs up here at $49,500. But over on Cardano, we're not seeing that. Instead, we see a top up here on the 24th or 23rd back here at $2.94. You guys remember that? We covered that. And also again here on the 27th. So yes, we're on a double top here on Cardano. But the thing that you need to pay attention to is that Cardano is actually just like Bitcoin in an ascending triangle pattern. You can see that this flat level of resistance is even more pronounced on ADA, and there is an uptrending level of support that Cardano is respecting. So the likelihood here is that Cardano could pull back as far as $2.64 based on this uptrend, or if you follow this uptrend right here, you would probably argue that it's already hit its bottom. Either way, Cardano looks very healthy right now, and every argument I just made about Bitcoin breaking to the upside can be made on Cardano, except an even stronger argument because Cardano is in an even more bullish pattern than Bitcoin is, and it is set up even better than Bitcoin is as well. Looking at Lux Algo here, we can see that Lux Algo almost perfectly called this top and then almost perfectly called the buy-in opportunity down here, but it is still on the buy signal on the 4-hourly chart, and I think that's a good signal to follow. We're still on buy signal here on the daily chart as well. Taking a look at the volume, just like Bitcoin, the volume's declining, which is a good sign because once we start to break to the upside, that volume will likely come back in a major way, and once it does, it is going to be a very powerful movement that we're going to see come from Cardano. Bullish or bearish is going to be powerful. It's more than likely going to be to the upside. If we look at our MACD here, we are currently about to see a bearish cross. So what gives? If we're bullish, why is the MACD about to cross bearish? What do you think, Tim?
Which chart?
On the ADA daily chart. We're talking about a bullish cross, and we're literally about to see a bearish MACD cross tomorrow.
All right, so what I was going to say, I do not do this often. I was looking at the ADA over Bitcoin chart.
Cool.
It is an ascending wedge that looks like it is potentially about to break.
Mm.
So is this massively bullish signs for Bitcoin, just meaning because both could keep going up even though the ADA over Bitcoin breaks bearish? It would just mean Bitcoin explodes while Cardano more stays still or just barely goes up. Or does this just mean Bitcoin kind of holds tight and Cardano goes down?
Yep.
That is the question. But we've been in a very long,
I'm showing it right now. Yeah, we can see it.
Bullish momentum over Bitcoin since the 10th of August with very few days not being bullish.
Yep.
However, it does look like that almost a month-long growth is coming to a decline. It's gonna change. I don't necessarily know if this wedge is gonna mean that it's gonna go right back down to the levels it was at on the ADA over Bitcoin. However, I do think that craziness that you can take profitability in Cardano over other cryptos probably is coming to an end. It's coming back down to earth. It'll be like one of the others. But again, the good news is, and maybe that's just a bullish sign that Bitcoin is about to explode, and Cardano is just going to take a minute to just kind of relax.
Mr. Fox is not very excited about Cardano. Guys, last week we talked about how Cardano was, I'm going to put him right here while I'm talking, just to remind you that it's not bullish. Last week we talked about how Cardano is not going to be able to sustain this rally over Bitcoin. That's why I introduced it the way I did. I showed you the bullish technicals and I said, wait a second, MACD is calling bearish. Whenever you're doing your technical analysis, you need to make sure that you're paying attention to both sides, because on a cursory level, looking at Cardano over the United States dollar, it looks like it's going to break bullish. It's in an ascending triangle pattern. The volume's decreasing. It looks like it's going to have a big breakout. However, the MACD is crossing bearish, and as Tim so astutely pointed out, we're in a massive rising wedge on ADA over Bitcoin. Now, I don't do the majority of my technical analysis on altcoin over Bitcoin comparatives, but in this case, when we're looking at Ethereum and ADA and everything, we need to be looking at both of them. I do my primary technical analysis on the USD chart for the top 10 coins, use the Bitcoin chart for everything else more than likely. Pay attention to where all the trading volume is. Most of the trading volume is on a US dollar pair for the top 10 altcoins. But nevertheless, ADA has a massive rising wedge. And just like we talked about last week, it's gotten hugely overextended compared to Bitcoin. If we look here on our chart, I'm going to have to move Mr. Fox here. He's in the way of my charting. If we look at this, Cardano rallied from the 10th of August from 3,200 sats all the way up to 5,800 sats. That means that Cardano has rallied 87% comparative to Bitcoin, while Bitcoin has at the same time rallied 77%. It's overextended. It's what we said last week. Cardano was going to go to probably $3 and went to $2.94. It was probably going to have a correction. It's sitting at $2.77. It pulled all the way down to $2.45, exactly where we said it was going to. I don't mean to pat myself on the back too much here, guys, but we literally drew these two chart lines, these two horizontal lines right here at $2.46 and $2.50, and we said back over here, Cardano is going to this level, and that's exactly what it did. Now we're in this pattern, this triangle pattern. The question on the table is, will we be able to continue this rally on Cardano or not? I don't think so. I think that Cardano is going to probably stay above $2.45 and $2.50. It could go below that. I think I'd be surprised, but I'd be much more surprised to see Cardano breaking $3 this week. If it does, I will tell you I was wrong. If it does, it's going to be because of the hashtag ADA gang, which I love. I'm part of hashtag ADA gang. Drop it in chat. It's going to be because of people being excited for Alonso, but technically speaking, Cardano is overextended and it needs a correction. And by the way, if it rallies above $3 and starts heading to 4 or 5, it's going to be very bad for the Cardano market. So I hope I am right that it is not going to go into a massive rally, because if it does, it's going to get massively overextended and the crash is going to be even harder and the pain is going to be even more severe. So I think Bitcoin is going to go into a big rally this week, but I'm not as bullish on Cardano, despite what some of the technicals are saying, because we have to take into account all of the available data. You agree with that, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, so again, I'm in the boat of saying, what?
Oh yeah, I'm going to full screen. I'm going to full screen.
I
need a button.
I just need to
press.
say this real quick, guys. The reason why every once in a while you'll see his YouTube pop up is because he
'Cause I just
decided
jump
to
back and
stop saying it.
I just jump back and forth.
One day he decided, you know what, I'm not going to warn Sway anymore.
I thought you didn't need it. I thought you said you didn't need it.
I tried to keep up.
Okay.
But then you keep getting more unpredictable about
Okay.
it. So
I see a lot of
Quick on the draw.
88 gangs in chat.
There's a lot of hashtag Ada gang.
Here's what I want to say. I'm not just saying this to make you guys happy, even though you guys will like this comment. I am in the boat, in the semi-agreement with what Jeb just said, because you kind of said you expect the price potentially to drop a little bit. Well, you definitely said you're not going to see it go over $3. I think this is what it will take. I think Cardano could make it back to $3 by the end of this week.
I think it could. Yeah.
That's not an indication of what I'm going to be predicting necessarily. However, I think it could. But here's the thing: it will happen if Bitcoin goes crazy, which it can, because it's in an ascending triangle.
Mm-hmm.
We have just watched on days where we saw maybe all three, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Cardano grow. It was things like Cardano growing by like 20% and Bitcoin and Ethereum only like 5%. Or it's things like, we saw massive movements to the upside on Cardano, where it's just minimal movements with Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think that's about to flip. I think we're about to see all three of them continue in the same directions. They're still semi-tied to each other, but like a rubber band, sometimes one gets a little bit farther away. I think we're going to see days where Bitcoin is jumping by like 10% when Cardano is only going to be jumping by about 3 or 4%.
Yep.
So I do think Cardano can make it back up to the $3, but I don't think it's going to be like, I don't think that it's going to do it in the same aggressive way that it did here the last couple of weeks. The other really interesting thing, I know this has nothing to do with Cardano, but just because we're on that discussion of what is happening with those top three, is I also so you got the Ethereum over Bitcoin chart. So as we just said, Cardano over Bitcoin is an ascending wedge. Ethereum has been the third, it's been the straggler for the last couple of weeks.
It has, yep.
It had some really good momentum a couple of weeks ago, but the last few weeks, Cardano's clearly leading the way. Bitcoin is kind of, doing its own thing, but Ethereum's a little bit behind that. But Ethereum's actually in a descending wedge that looks like it's about to break on Bitcoin. So we actually might see this be a great week for Ethereum's growth. That doesn't mean that Bitcoin won't grow and Cardano won't grow. But when we talk about which one might have the largest growth, if it's not this week, I would predict next week that it's about time that Ethereum gets to lead the top three.
I totally agree with you. I think Ethereum is being left behind right now because all the hype is in ADA, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think ADA belongs in the top three. I think it is very much earned the number 3 spot that I believe as of today is holding. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's there right now. ADA deserves a $100 billion market capitalization. The only problem is that it's a little bit ahead of its time, which is a great thing. Nikola Tesla was ahead of his time, and he's a very great and well-known man for that. But he wasn't very wealthy. And the reason is because if you are ahead of your time, it's hard to monetize what you have. And Cardano right now doesn't really have a product. It has a promise. And again, I've said this many times. I think the promise is good. I think the promise is going to be delivered upon. I think that's all well and fine and dandy. I'm not complaining about that. I'm not one of these people to say, oh, well, Cardano doesn't have a project, so don't buy it. If we said that, then people wouldn't have bought Apple in 1986. People wouldn't have bought Amazon in 1995. I think it's a great thing to buy on speculation, or else it wouldn't be in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I'm not one of the people that says that. However, Cardano needs to prove itself, and it needs to see Alonso launch on September 12th. It needs to see that go very well. And if it does, great. It's going to be a $100 billion crypto like that, and it's going to be at $5 very quickly. If not, then we're going to see a lot of problems, but I think the former is much more likely. With all that said, this week, it looks like Bitcoin is going to do pretty well. Ethereum might do well this week, but maybe moving on into next week, we're going to see more action on it. I think Cardano is going to be trading somewhere between $2.50 and $3. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to look right now, but I'd be surprised if it went above 3 or below 250 at this moment. So let's wrap all of this up in a nice, neat bow. Tim, Where do you think Bitcoin is going to be at the end of the week?
Well, to do that, I would be giving my price predictions.
I know. That's why I'm trying to get out of you.
That's what I'm trying to get it out of you.
I'm trying to get it out of you.
I have something to say about that. So here's what I need to say. I want to leave it up to the audience, but there is a reason why I think it'd be a good idea that if this week we held off on doing the price predictions because we don't have a new prize for the HODL Trophy.
Well, we're not going to win it this week.
I know, but I was gonna say we should do like a big thing for the new season of the HODL Trophy.
We should.
That's true.
Just so you guys know as well, we're going to be making a rule change there as well. Last time we made 4 wins because we really didn't know where we were going with that. I think the original prediction was, I think JD asked for 6 wins, but I don't think he knew the rule was we were doing weekly wins,
Yeah, he thought we were
not
doing it daily.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to change it to 3 wins. The first to 3 wins.
Yeah, and I think
I
I
like
also
that.
that's what I say. Like will give us an opportunity to rework some of the rules and come back better.
So
and
you're
make
saying
something
we're
really
going to
neat.
put a pause this week on predictions. So me saying where I think it's going to be at the end of the week.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Also, I want to address
They're
something.
scared. They know I'm going to get it right this week.
Wrench says, "Is it just me or does Smay have tragically short arms?"
I read that. I wasn't going to
can't
repeat
even-
it, but that was pretty
He has
funny.
good arms.
Those are pretty short.
Look at how long my arms are, guys. Oh, I'm not in frame. There we go. Look at these.
Mate,
These
use your...
arms. Don't use the one from the set, you ding ding.
What are you throwing pillows around in front of our
Put that back.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. This lima bean over here.
No lima
This
bean.
is the guy you guys are subscribed to.
That's an insult right there. I take offense to that. Lima bean.
don't
Says
even
the
know.
guy wearing
I don't know what you're even-
wearing a hat
shirt?
with a.
What are you gonna say?
Says the guy wearing a hat with a
shirt.
country on it.
Says the guy wearing a shirt.
appropriately dressed.
Oh gosh.
Says the guy who's
gosh.
not naked.
I'm
on
watching
the
you just get attacked by stuff on camera. I just saw the fox. I missed my fox now. Anyway, we're off topic. Let's go ahead and read some
Do
super
you want to go
chats.
back to the question then if we're not doing predictions this week?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So I will then say what I'm
Okay,
thinking.
yeah, let's do it.
All right. So I kind of gave a little bit of take on what I thought was happening there. I do believe I don't know if we're going to smash through 50,000 yet on Bitcoin because this is an ascending triangle, in which case it doesn't, we could break through it today. You know,
Yep.
we are 70% of the way through the formation. Not a guarantee it will. Also, we've seen low volume, so we would need that volume to spike up for us to break through that. So that's what I want to look for.
I think we need to see some kind of like big news event come out. A lot of times we see that cause a break of a triangle pattern. Like, hey, adopted Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin gets a little bit of momentum, and then the dominoes fall. We need to see the dominoes get knocked over.
I'll tell you guys what I think is going to happen with the price action, because ultimately, when we do these predictions, that's what we're really trying to predict is the price action. It's impossible to know at 9:30 on Friday where the price will specifically be sitting.
Yeah.
But what I think is we have already semi-bounced off of that resistance. Another thing I found in my technicals, is that some key support to look at would not only be, I think you looked at the 20 daily EMA.
Yeah, I'm bringing the chart up
Also
right now.
the 104 hourly EMA. Those are key levels that we have bounced off of continuously during this.
Yeah, we talked about that
bull
one.
run.
We talked about that one last week. The 104 hourly. That's an important one.
I think we're going to be riding that for a little bit, but I think we've bounced. I actually think potentially, I don't know if it's going to be like a crazy return, but I think this is actually a great time if you're going to enter a small trade with Bitcoin. This is a good time because it's going to rally up. But we're going to probably, if we had a great day, we're going to hit our head on that 49.6. I think we potentially have one more top and small correction before back down to that ascending level of support before we break through. It could happen sooner, but I'm predicting the price movement to be one more upside movement within this ascending triangle, one more downside,
Yeah, I think so,
and then a
too.
rally. And I think that's going to potentially happen on all three, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, because I think they follow each other. The question is what degree? I think Bitcoin's, when we have that final breakout, it will be Bitcoin originally starting the lead because that descending wedge on Ethereum is not quite ready to break yet. I think the original breakout is going to see a Bitcoin big mover, followed by Ethereum being slungshot up to the leader. And Cardano, I still think will rise, but will be a little slower. So what I'm predicting, that I'm not predicting the breakout just yet by Friday. So on Friday, I think Bitcoin's going to be sitting somewhere around 48.5. Just to put it right there in the middle of where I think that it potential could be. I think Ethereum's gonna be sitting, let me go to the chart real quick. I think Ethereum's gonna be sitting somewhere around 32.50.
Yep.
And I think Cardano's gonna be sitting somewhere around $2.84,
I was about to say
$2.85.
say 285. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I just have this really weird feeling Cardano's going to do something crazy this week.
Well, it's
I have
Cardano,
a feeling
so
what
that's-
I just said is about to get clipped, but I just have a weird feeling it's going to do something crazy, like break up to $3.50. I'm probably wrong.
It'd be fun.
It'd be fun. I just got a weird feeling. Anyway, I love what Tim's saying, and I totally agree with him, because here's a little pro tip for you guys. I've watched probably over 1,000 triangle patterns play out in my career here in technical analysis. You guys, if you're new here, I've been doing technical analysis on the Bitcoin market, the cryptocurrency markets, every single day for over 4 years. So I've been watching these for a very long time. And in that time, I've seen a lot of triangle patterns. And oftentimes, this is something you need to pay close attention to, because it's something I'm just learning after 4 years of this. So take this into account when you're looking at triangle patterns. The more the more excitement there is in the market, the earlier the triangle pattern will break out, because, you know, the dominoes are easier to knock over. Yeah. The less excitement there is in the market, the less volatility there is in the market, the farther into the triangle pattern you'll go. Right now, there's a lot of happiness. There's not a ton of crazy exuberance, except on Cardano, which is why I'm like, could Cardano just kind of moonshot this week? Yeah, maybe. Technically, I don't think so, but fundamentally, I'm like kind of teetering on the edge of saying that. But the point here is that the less excitement there is in the market, the farther you typically go into triangle patterns. And that's why I agree with Tim. I think we're going to go farther into this triangle pattern, and we're probably still going to be in it this week, because there's not a ton of excitement around Bitcoin right now. There's people that are bullish on it, but there's not a ton of FOMO. The more FOMO there is, the earlier it breaks. The less FOMO there is, the further you go into the pattern.
This is the question I would ask chat on that. I would ask chat, if you are a lover of Cardano, which I would put myself in that scenario, in that boat. I think, you know, Jeb would put himself in that boat. I think Greg, he's probably the biggest fan of Cardano in the entire office, which he's remote, but he's the biggest fan. He would put himself in that boat. We love ADA. We want to get our hands on as much of it as possible. If that is you, tell me in chat.
Yep.
Put a 1 in chat saying, I am ready to buy Cardano right now.
1.
Or a 2 saying, I want to hold off because I don't know if this is the best spot to buy. Because my point with this is, the reason why what Jeb just said, I don't know if I think that's going to happen this week, is because of where the price is. If we were sitting at 250, I think I would agree.
Yeah.
I think we could see some astronomical jumps. But I think this 280 that we're looking at right now, I think is a position that no one wants to sell their Cardano. Cardano lovers do not want to sell.
Yep.
But they're not ready to get their hand.
That's why I'm so on the edge about it, right? Because
I see a lot of ones. So
I see a lot of ones.
So are you guys going to buy then right now?
But somebody literally just said exactly what I'm talking about. Somebody said Jeb's crypto sense is tingling. That's what I'm saying. Like, technically, I'm looking at it. My brain, my logic is saying we're going to stay between $2.50 and $3. But something is telling me it's going to moonshot next week. I don't know what it is.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I would just really question, because the other thing is, we also have retail investors. It's the institutions as well.
Yeah, I know.
The institutions are the ones that really make it skyrocket.
Yep. Well, I don't know about that on Cardano. Cardano's mostly held by retail. That's a lot more relevant on.
So it's a top 3 coin.
It is, yeah.
I feel like when you're some of those lower coins, retail investors can be the ones making it go up and down.
Yeah.
I think Cardano has gotten to the point where institutions maybe they don't play as big of a role as Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they're getting to be.
Oh, they are. They are. I just don't think they play a big. Well, I mean, they do play a big enough role to manipulate to the upside if that's what they want to do.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I don't know. It looks. I mean, overall, there's a lot of 1s at first, but I've seen a lot of 2 recently. So it looks kind of split. I think 1s probably having more. So good for you guys. Go buy more Cardano then. You know, if you guys believe that, I'm a 2. I love Cardano. I hold a good amount of Cardano. Mm-hmm. Today's not a buy day for me.
Oh, well, you were talking about short term.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. When I said 1 earlier, I was talking about buying it for like 10 years.
Disagree. I'm talking about like if I was trying to maximize that,
right,
and think through, hey, if I'm wanting to make one good purchase in the next couple of weeks,
right,
is this the good spot to buy at?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. I think it potentially could have a little bit lower spot.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
With that said, let's answer some questions.
Yes.
By the way, guys, smash that like button if you haven't already. We got some great content lined up for you this week, and we're very excited to be back. We're looking forward to it. Shout out to the new office. Shout out to Smay for setting it all up and working diligently, and Zach for helping, and the whole team. We had a great move in. It was a lot of fun. We got donuts. That was the best part. Smash that like button. Let's read some chat.
All right, Tony. He did that. He said his wife's name was Ashlyn. My bad, guys.
Shout out to Ashlyn.
Just hadn't had that.
Is it Ashlyn or Ashley?
Ashlyn.
It's Ashlyn. Yeah, okay. I thought it was. Shout out to Ashlyn.
Tommy Lou joined as a Jedi Grand Master.
Ooh, let's go.
Tommy Lou, come on.
Let's go, Tommy Lou.
That's another name on the HODL Trophy.
We got names on names coming to the HODL Trophy.
Kelly donated again, said biggest institutional buys on mass scale to happen in the next bear market when they can get prices that won't screw their balance sheets.
Oh, hell yeah.
Largest springboards in crypto history to come in about 1.5 years. I completely agree.
agree
And
with
just
that.
so you guys know, we've
Great
talked about it on the
comment.
show before. I think those prices are slightly lower than we're at right now, but not crazy amount.
Yep.
So again, that was a great clarifier you said a second ago. When I was saying, would you buy now or buy later? Good point. If we're thinking the next 10 years, yeah, buy now.
Buy the hell out of it.
I'm thinking I'm going to make one more purchase in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Is this the spot I want to buy at?
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Jason Clark said, bought my CT2A the other day. Highly recommend it. Thank you so much.
Oh. Thank you so much. We got a ton of people join CT2A lately. By the way, guys, if you don't know what CT2A is, that is where I have put everything I know about technical analysis. Is where Tim went and learned everything that he knows. You guys are constantly complimenting Tim on his technical analysis, and he's done a great job. CT2A helped him to get to where he is today. If you guys want to learn technical analysis and be able to do all of this so that instead of coming to us so that we can tell you what to think, you can come to us to see if we have a different opinion. If you want to be able to think for yourself so you can be financially independent in every way, make sure to invest in your education. It is the best investment you will ever make, hands down, bar none. Click the link in the description box down below. We now have it set up so you guys can buy CT2A in 3 payments so that you guys can spread that out a little bit. You guys have been requesting that for a long time. That is now active, so check that out. Links in the description. Drop a 1 in chat if you're a CT2A alumni and you love it.
Rodney Cowden said, since Bitcoin falls every 1st of September, can you give me a ballpark figure for how much it will fall 1st September? This was kind of gosh, I just bent my tongue weirdly. That was weird.
Ouch.
Someone asked this on Friday, I think. So, Jeb, what is your response to that?
Yeah, traditionally September is a bad month. In fact, I remember when I got into crypto in 2017 with I got in July 31st, so I've been in about a month when September started. I'll just show it on the chart while we're talking here, so I'm not just speaking from memory. When I got into crypto, Bitcoin was at $3,000, and I watched it rally live all the way up to $5,000. And then September the 2nd came, and then we had a giant correction. Then the next year, the next September rolled around, and guess what happened? The beginning of September came, we jumped off a cliff 2 years in a row. If we look at the next September, it was pretty boring, and then come the end of September, we had a giant cliff dive, and then looking back to last September, I cannot believe this is going to be my 5th September in the market. We saw a giant correction at the beginning of the year, so at the beginning of the month. So every single September I have ever witnessed in the history of crypto has had a big dip, and none of them have been all that bullish. That was one of the final points we were going to make in this stream, so shout out to you for bringing it up before we got to it. I think that is going to play a key role here. For whatever reason, September historically is bearish. I don't know why. Maybe it's because everybody is selling, getting ready to buy Christmas gifts and go to Thanksgiving and stuff, because we know that Q4 is an incredible time for Bitcoin. That's when we hit $20,000 last. Q4, you make half of e-commerce sales in Q4. It's a great time for the economy. There's a lot of stimulus going on there. So Q4 is probably going to be very good. That's October, November, and December. September, for whatever reason, seems to be bearish. So that is one of the final points that we wanted to make, that we wanted to bring to your attention, is that September is traditionally not a very bullish month. And it could be that Bitcoin doesn't break above $50,000 and that it starts going into a downtrend in the next couple of days, just following that trend, because you got to remember, technical analysis is just us trying to peer into what people are thinking. Well, if everybody sees, oh, September is historically bearish, and everybody and their mother is saying, oh, September is the end of the world for Bitcoin and crypto, then people are going to think that, they're going to sell, they're going to move the market, and we need to pay attention to that. So I'm actually going to make an entirely dedicated video on that tomorrow, so stay tuned for that.
All I'm going to say is that traditionally Mays are bullish. And what did we just have with May?
Well, are they? Because I remember a lot of people saying sell in May.
No, what I was looking at over the last couple of years.
Well, looking at the history, but there's a
that May is usually a pretty bullish.
It's true. Yeah,
That's all I'm going to say, is that I think we're in different times. I don't think that just because we've seen past Septembers be bearish means that this September will be bearish.
We shall see. I'm not saying we're going to. I'm just pointing out the trend so that you guys can make your own decision on that. I think I agree with you, Tim.
A couple more super chats. John Atkinson said, maybe thicken your MA lines. We can't see them.
That's what I was going to say. Tim went in there and messed with all the MA lines. I'm going to change that.
Did I mess with the MA lines?
I didn't.
Oh, I don't think
there was
I've ever
a ghost.
touched the MA lines. I touched the I don't like how thick the support and resistance lines are. So I changed those to 2s.
A ghost came in here and messed with the MA lines. I'm getting it right now.
Darn. All right, I'm going to keep going, though. Rise of the Crypto Walker said, thoughts on selling out of Ethereum to replace with Solana and its eco. Solana gains, kills Ethereum. Was hesitant in buying more at $80. Now it is $100 with no sign of stopping.
What do you think, Tim?
I don't think so. I think taking new money and putting it into Solana instead of putting it into Ethereum would be a thought. I have... This sounds, and I don't want to say this is you because Rise Crypto Walker, I don't know how long you've been involved. I made a mistake a couple months ago by watching a hot project that looked like it had no signs of stopping and switching some money from a kind of a cold project into that. And then it was like almost like everyone heard, hey, guys, Tim just switched his money. It was Ethereum and Cardano. Cardano had a hot streak. It looked like it was keep going. It was like everyone said, "Hey guys, Tim just switched his money from Ethereum to Cardano.
Everybody sell.
Let's just hang tight with Cardano and spike Ethereum." I was like, "What the freak?"
Yep.
So
it happens.
So this is something I learned from Jeb. That concept of rather than if it's a trading portfolio, do what you want with it. And do whatever you think will make you the most money. If it is a HODL portfolio, if it is a investment portfolio. Those are the way we treat those. Those are untouchable. You can add, you never subtract or move. You leave those alone. But if you like something new, when you're putting extra money into it, you just put it into that new project. But that's just us, right? We also told Greg to diversify from Cardano, and he made a lot of money because he didn't listen.
Yep.
He's gonna diversify eventually, but he decided, you know what? Let me take this hard rally, and it was a profitable decision.
Look, nobody ever said the wise advice is always right.
Yeah.
They said that the wise advice is more likely to be right.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yep. Eric Liddell said, been here since before Jeb had a face. That's
Wow.
true.
Dang.
He used to draw dinosaurs for me.
I remembered that. That was like 3 years ago. I used to draw dinosaurs. Yeah.
That needs
I drew a
to come back.
stegosaurus one time.
That for sure needs to come back.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Ariel for Life said, doesn't launch on Sunday swap launch tomorrow for ADA?
Sunday Swap's launching tomorrow on ADA. Is it? What, really? I need to look into that.
I
don't
saw
know.
earlier a comment saying there's already certain NFTs being utilized on Cardano.
Huh. Yeah, no, I'm going to look into that.
We had someone join the Jedi Knights, Neil Melker.
Welcome, Neil.
So welcome, Neil.
Thank you, Neil.
And then we have another one from Corey saying, I work 40 plus hours and deliver groceries and DoorDash on the side. Because of it, my hodling portfolio has got me multiple Ethereum. Can't wait for it to pay off.
My man's out here grinding. Good for you, dude.
He's grinding.
Shout out to you. Well, Tim, I think it is time to come up with your name because we are christening you as a full-fledged TA person or other. So we got to come up with your name.
I saw one earlier that I thought was funny that we're not going to go with, but I felt like it was worth the read. Where was it?
Stegosaurus Tim.
Stegosaurus Tim? I don't think so. It was like Supreme Leader Tim Jong-un, I think.
Oh, my God. That's
it was
really
something
funny.
like that. We're not going to go with it, but it did make me laugh.
We're going to get taken down for that one, but
I think that ultimately it will come down to TA Tim versus Crypto Tim. Do you want to put a vote real quick in?
Yes, I will run a poll.
And we'll pull that really fast and be in and out with that one. But so you guys can see my name at the moment is to be named Tim because tomorrow it will be changed. It will be whatever you guys vote on. So for you guys watching the stream, it is coming down to you guys. This will be the end of it.
Yes, indeed. There we go. Boom. It is posted. I can't stop thinking of dinosaurs now. You're right. I can't. I love dinosaurs. I used to, while that poll is loading, I will tell you, I used to literally just sit around and watch documentaries of dinosaurs all the time. Back that, like those animated dinosaur movies, and you got the meteor coming in, and I'm like, whoa, that's cool.
Well, I was going to say, that made me, for some reason, and I don't know if just because I'm hungry right now, but I thought of Dino Nuggies, and I was like, sheesh,
oh my God.
I could tear up some Dino Nuggies.
Dino chicken nuggets.
I got up at 5 a.m. this morning, and I haven't eaten yet, so I'm hungry.
Oh, you need to eat.
Yeah,
you need some food.
I need to eat something.
Well, we're going to be out of here soon. Guys, we've had a great stream today. I've had a lot of fun. Yeah. We need to hear what you guys are going to name Tim, though.
It is looking like TA Tim.
It's looking like it.
Unless something drastically happens. Someone's also saying Tim 1633. Just so you guys know, John 16. The reason my brain flipped it is John 1633 is like my life verse.
Yep.
So my brain
Tim wrote me a note one time telling me about that verse.
Yep.
That was very nice.
I
saw that note while I was moving.
It was very
sweet.
It's especially when you're going through, and I've gone through lots of hardships in my life, lots of moments where I felt like, man, I'm not going to make it out of this one successful.
Yep.
It is a great reminder. Hey, like it's literally Jesus talking to his disciples, telling them about how he's about to leave. He's gonna die. He's gonna go back to heaven, and they're gonna go through a lot of hardships.
Yep.
But he said, hey, remember. This is the sentiment. Remember, you have me, and I've already overcome the world.
I've told you all this so you may have peace in me. Here on earth you will have many trials and sorrows, but take heart because I have overcome the world.
Yep.
That's a great verse.
Yep.
Great verse. Looks like it's TA Tim.
It looks like TA Tim.
We're not going to confirm that until tomorrow, because I think we ought to run a poll on Twitter and ask them too.
All right, well, we'll have to take the votes here. And
We'll have to take the votes here and figure it out. Yeah.
Hold on, that's not very scientific because it could be the same people voting twice.
That's a good point. I don't know. How
I think we'll just leave it here.
Okay, let's just leave it
Is
here.
it really that big of a deal? Let's just use this poll.
Okay, let's use this poll. That's true. I'm just saying TA Tim is losing momentum as we keep going.
It is, but it's got such a strong lead, you know?
Yeah, but so did Trump.
Literally, you know what? Just because it's become such a hard decision, I'm just going to call him Technical Timmy.
Technical Timmy.
Technical Timmy.
Let's go. Technical Timmy.
Or
That's a good one.
The one that made me laugh the other day was T.A. Timothy.
Timothy. Only my mom called me Timothy.
For some reason, I just want to start calling him Timothy.
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 Cool.
No.
We also have a new.
Too
Too
much.
It's going to be
You're
great.
doing too much.
I like TA Tim. Just so you
I
guys
like
know,
TA Tim.
I voted TA
Yeah,
Tim.
no, I vote TA Tim also.
So-
I think that's good.
I'm just going to call you Timothy.
Well, guys, that's all we got for you today. We got a lot of content coming your way this week. We got a lot of work to do behind the scenes to get this set built out. We got a lot of ideas. This is going to look even cooler than it already does because it already looks pretty dope, but we still have some more work to do on that. So we're going to go and do that. Thank you guys for watching. Before we go, though, if you enjoyed today's stream, smash that like button. I know we can get to 2,000 likes here in the next couple of minutes. And also, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. It is our mission to bring you the highest quality, most educational, most informational, technical and fundamental analysis in the cryptocurrency space, bringing it to you with integrity, humility, and consistency every single day of the week. So make sure to subscribe to the fastest growing cryptocurrency technical analysis channel on YouTube. And also make sure to follow us on our Instagram and Twitter at CryptoJeb, and also our TikTok at CryptoJebOfficial. Follow our Facebook. The link is down below. And also follow us on Reddit, r/JebbiKnights, JEBBIKNIGHTS. You can find all those links down below. Let's go ahead and read this last super chat. We don't leave anyone off.
One said, how about a giant cup and handle on the daily chart starting May 13th? I was just looking at that. We would need to confirm it, but technically speaking, he's not.
It's possible.
wrong.
I saw that too. We can make an entire video on that.
That would be phenomenal, and it would actually probably play into a lot of the other things we predicted. But
you know what? We will probably
wait.
make an entire dedicated video on that.
Next one, we got Tim equals Crypto Beardo.
Crypto Beardo. That's not bad.
Any thoughts on Japan hack last night? Should we be worried here?
I still need to look into all of that news. I don't think so, but I don't think so. Yeah.
Last one from Jeremy Fleck said, turn your dinosaur drawings into NFTs, Jeb. LOL, why not? Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
You have a good day also, Jeremy. Thank you very much for that. We might do that. Oh, Rena Rich donated and said, God bless you, brothers in Christ. God bless you too, my friend. Guys, that's all we got for you today. Before we go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh!